best and worst, as we've been doing all week, our best and worst of what we saw today's practice. Carm, I will let you have the honors.
Okay, I appreciate it, Adam. And one of the best moments. Well, my best is 15. His name is Odunze. The Bears picked him 9th overall. And I was saying to you, and I've said to others that I don't know, man, of things that are impressing me, it's 15. And then I asked Matt Eberflus, apologize, Flus, I stepped on your answer prior. That was a terrible job by me. And that might have been my worst today, and it was horrible. But
That was way early.
it was way early and way bad. I was just very excited, and there was a pause. Anyway, it was on me, 100% on me, pointing the thumb. But I asked Flus, has anyone stood out, rookie or vets? And he said the same, Rome Odunze. So I think it's early here, and I don't want to get too hyped on the rookie, but the speed, the size, the hands, chemistry with Caleb, like when things have broken down on a couple of plays, it seems like he's going to Rome and they're bullets and he's catching them. There's just a lot to like right there. What's going on with Rome Odunze and the quarterback and the offense, all of it. So that's my best. My worst. That's it's hard to have a worst today. I mean, Caleb had a lot of great moments. Wasn't perfect, but that's totally fine. I guess the worst is that no Braxton Jones, Kyler Gordon wasn't there. Cole had a sleeve on his leg moving around, so that I'm thinking that injury, I have no idea, but it seems like it might linger a little bit. It might impact his offseason. Cole deserves to be on the golf course free and easy. So just banged up Bears, I guess, would be my worst.
Yeah, I think they're being extra cautious this time of year. We even saw it in training camp last year where all of a sudden you're like, 15 guys aren't practicing today. And then by the time they got to week one, pretty much everyone except Kyler Gordon was out there. So, but I agree with you on the Rome thing. I think the early vibes are very, very good. And especially when you hear a young wide receiver picking things up quickly, was a very, very good sign. So I'm with you on that one. My best today, it's just the quarterback. That's simple. The quarterback from start to finish. He just, I didn't think yesterday was a bad practice, but of the three, it was probably the worst. And it was just a little choppy. And we've heard about the cadence issue so far, and that is a little concerning, but then he ends up answering that. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later on in the show. And I'm not too concerned about it right now, but he shows up and I just saw Carm on what was a very windy day. I mean, as I was walking over for my car, I'm like, whoa, this is one of those windy days that doesn't just affect the kicking. It's going to affect the quarterback's throws as well. And you said it to me in the middle of practice at one point, like he's just got a good ass arm. Like he can cut right through that wind. It didn't seem to be affecting him. And I just thought he had swagger off the top. I thought he looked good. It was mostly a red zone day today. That's pretty much what they were focused on. And didn't have Cole Kmet out there. He threw a great pass at one point to one of the tight ends and it got dropped. And I was immediately like, well, that would have been Cole if Cole was practicing and he would have caught it. So that's a win. And he started hitting Keenan Allen more today. You saw some of that. And I just thought the swagger in general and the execution and the accuracy, and he said it himself after practice, like he thought this week he got more comfortable with the progressions and was able to throw with more anticipation by the end of the week. And that's something he does. So I was thrilled with that today, especially with how number 18 looked.
No pushback over here. Some of the throws too, when he gets in trouble, I think what you can say is going to translate. Not that he's in trouble in 7-on-7, but when he's not seeing it real clear just yet, and then all of a sudden he's got to make a decision. I mean, that ball is fired. It is his arm is going to be able to make up for some of the deficiencies that he may have as far as reading defenses early. Might get him in trouble too, but that's completely fine. Part of the learning process. But I mean, he has it. It is there, and it's on the money too. I don't see him firing balls a whole lot that are just, sailed over guys' heads and going nowhere. Most times that thing is where it needs to be. So again, super early, but no pushback, Hogue. Caleb had a very good last stand. I thought, his press conference, which I think a lot of people who are watching right now also watched. I mean, the dude knows how to command a room. He's comfortable up there. He's respectful. He's fun. He's got a lot going on.
As for my worst, Carm stepped on it. There are acceptable interruptions. There are some that are just way too early when a coach or player's like only in like sentence 3 or 4 of a decently long answer. And you even got, I think you got a hand. Am I thinking of the right one? I think Flus actually put his hand up like, I'm not done.
He gave me the hand like, I got you next. It was not it wasn't.
Okay, that's
like,
how
I got you next. It was
yeah.
Flus was on his game today. It's another good day for the Flus up there. The Flus is new level Flus, but hey, listen, I think that's maybe the second time ever that I've done that in my 48 years of media coverage. So it set me back. It made me timid for the rest of the press conference, and I had to regroup. We had to go into the room, and I had to talk to myself and just own it and say, hey, the thing you got to do in these moments is go forward. And I was able to get back in there, but it was a rough moment for all of us at the Carm.
Well, you did get the question in, and you did get a good answer. So points for forcing your way in there. And something I want to hit on later in the show is what the Caleb pressers are like. Never seen anything like it in 14 years in that building. It's a battle out there. And all right, let's also bring in Nick. He is here. Nicholas Moriano. We'll let him jump in here with his best and worst of the day as well.
Yeah, so I completely agree with everything you guys are saying. My best from today was that little trick play that it didn't end up working completely, but just seeing that it's in the Bears' arsenal. We're seeing a little bit. It was a quick pass to Keenan Allen over to the left side, and DeAndre Swift ran a little wheel route. Tyreek Stevenson was in coverage, and Keenan threw a nice ball, was slightly underthrown. The ball didn't end up getting completed, but that's in there. And Keenan Allen did throw a 45-yard touchdown pass against the Vikings last season, so he can sling it and he can put it out there. So I did like seeing that, even though it did fall incomplete. And actually, Adam, you mentioned the one of the drops by a tight end. It was on a seam route to Steven Carlson. He had his chance. It was a perfectly thrown ball, just hit Carlson right in the hands. And this is going to be my worst, obviously. And the backup tight end just dropped it. It was a good opportunity for him to make something out of today's practice with Cole Kmet not practicing, but perfect ball just wasn't executed because of a bad drop. So that would be my best and worst from Thursday's practice here.
We all silly like the mayor.